Hello. The previous video was Monday morning, and I had just done some demolition and I wasn't finished. Well, that part's finished. I've got some flooring in, and the sink is in, even though I'm not finished with the counters. I didn't calculate all the different things that I need to do, along with patching and fixing certain things and redoing. And I'm going to do the cement backsplash over the tiles. Trying to get these tiles out is going to be, it's just not worth it. I'm covering this part up anyway, so there's no point taking them down. And I didn't get the effect, I'm using a Cove molding strip to try to get this rounded edge, and it didn't quite turn out. There was I put a hosta leaf here, and it's okay, but I'm not as happy with that as I am with the elephant ear. It's huge. This is one of the smaller leaves on the plant, and you can see where it's I think I need to put the resin in this part first and just get this leveled off, but we're not using the I'm keeping this pretty much covered. This part did not do well, so I went ahead and took it off because it was just real pockmarked. This side, see, that's the way I wanted it to end up. I had used basically I had strapped this was the top of this part, and I had just nail tacked this molding strip onto the part of the frame, and I had it set up in there up against that, and then I tried to shove the cement in. That was wrong, and I played around with different ways to do the backsplash. You see it's cracking. That's alright, I'm not worried about it. I'll use some patch. This cement yesterday was as dark gray as this is today, and over time I know it's going to lighten even more. I had used some cement patch, and the white was real obviously whiter than the other part, and I don't know if it's going to show up on video, but there's an indentation here that says rejoice evermore, pray with, and then on the other side of the sink, out ceasing, pray without ceasing. I forgot to factor in that the out was going to be real close to the edge, and I centered it on the board instead of remembering to center it on what I'm doing here. But I'm going to continue on with the verses from Thessalonians with the what follows is in everything give thanks. But what I did is I made the board, and I was originally going to try to do it all in one piece and have it up there. The sink's in the way now, but have it all leveled and put it, up there and try to push the cement in there. And I just wanted to get the cement down. Also, this is only 1 inch or less thickness. I did not do a 2-inch cement countertop. I live, like I said, a redneck. This is a redneck kitchen remodel, and I live in a redneck mansion, a double wide, and I'm concerned about the floor supports. If I had gotten a real metal big kitchen old-fashioned sink, I would have had to reinforce the floors. There's underneath the floors, the foundation right underneath this area, just so I know that one day it wasn't going to fall in on me. So this is only 1 inch thick. I used, is it Pro Finish cement? It's a little bit more than a regular Quikrete cement, and it's did not need reinforced the wiring and rebarb or anything, and since I was only making it less than 1 inch thick, that's the thick. I put plywood down but underneath it, supported it, put silicone to keep it from going all over the place, and I thought I had the forms measured right, but obviously somewhere I got cocky. Well, this is what happens when you do things late at night and trying to rush things. But I think I can patch it the way I did the backsplash and try to get this stuff done and then put the form on there. So it's going to be another interesting project. And I also bought resin and glitter that I'm going to put into the resin, but I can't do that until this stuff is done. And I did not want to wait until I got to that point to have a working kitchen, because it was driving me crazy. I spent most of today just cleaning, trying to figure out where do things go. I'm going to clear off this bottom shelf because I keep bumping into it working over here. It's just right there at my shoulder. So that's got to go. And I'll just go ahead and put a short board in there for now as I clean. Like I said, I lost a lot of... There was a lot more stuff underneath that sink than I thought there was. So I am also... I'm going to put some sort of material and hang it and just drape it just to cover this up for now. There was a lot of plumbing issues. I had to buy another shutoff valve so I can connect the new hose from the hot water tap to the hot water down here, because the old hose just wasn't working and it was corroded, and this whole setup, you can see where the T, this goes to the dishwasher, and the dishwasher used to go that way, so this kind of went around. Now it needs to go that way, and I'm not going to twist this hose around. I will not risk it breaking. And this is my first time using glue and PVC pipes, and I got this a little bit off, and I need to redo this whole thing. So I've got this propped up just in case. There was a slight leak. It doesn't leak anymore, but just in case. I've been running the dishwasher like crazy. I've been using this sink. It works. I like it a lot. I can't wait to where I can start, you know, letting spills and things happen here and not be freaking out over it. And I am so happy with the way this turned out. I really like this. I am not going to sand. I think sanding, I mean, I understand why things have to be sanded, but I feel like with the resin, and I am going to put a coat, conditioner and sealer on here too before the resin goes on. But I feel like, why am I going to sand when it's going to be covered and it's going to be level with the epoxy? I just think that's a step that I don't need. I will do some sort of filler to make the letters stand out. And, oh, this, just hot glue, plain old hot glue. I had used a glitter hot glue because I wasn't sure if the glue would... should have figured it was going to stick better to the board than to the cement. But I'm really happy. I had to do it backwards. So, and again, I used molding to get a rounded effect. This one just a quarter round. And I just braced it with some more wood, top and bottom, like I'm doing this when I get to it. So I can fix the front of this. I need to bring this out as well as try to clean this up. So it's kind of dreading that. But I'm really happy. I cleaned my window inside and out of the first one. Like I said, it's a double wide, so it's got what I think of as storm windows, one inside, one outside. And that makes your double paned window. So I've got that going. I wish I'd gotten a little bit better. I didn't have a trowel. I did try to use a board. I did use a board to level things, so I did do that. So next is get all this stuff. But first, I got all this stuff I got to get out of the way. I'm throwing away a lot of things that were under the sink. I don't know how old they've gotten. And the floor, I kept a couple of pieces to kind of cover up the gap where I've got now until I can get working that way. But for the most part, except for the plumbing, I've really enjoyed this whole thing. And today my son set up a work area for the wood that's going to be much more practical than what I've been doing. So 3 days since the start, and the last 2 days I've had to go somewhere, so I wasn't able to devote as much time and didn't do anything really major. Oh, I used in areas where I couldn't quite fill in the gap, I'll cover this up too, aluminum foil along with the silicone, just to give it something, so the silicone had something to rest on while it was drying. And I will definitely redo the face, but the dishwasher, instead of a 24-inch, and needed a 25-inch space. Maybe my rulers are off or something, my measuring tape. But this was all materials I already had. I didn't go out and buy material, and I reused some of the cabinetry from the old setup. And it required me to finagle and fudge and do all sorts of odd stuff. So the rest of this project is with pieces cut, you know, bought just for it. And it will not stay like this under here, because this is already bothering me, not just visually, but just the bungee corded. So, oh, and I blew my budget. I have spent a little, like $10.30 over budget. So $310 is what I've spent so far, and most of that has been tools, but well worth it. And this is the concrete mix I got, and fiber reinforced, it says, and I still have some left, plenty to patch what I've got going on. I'm trying to organize the lumber. I was taking all the these are got my story sticks to help me remember where to put certain things, and just double checking against my measuring tape, and putting the long boards there, and I'm getting all the nails and things out, so reaching in, you're not going to get stabbed by a nail or screw. And that's the one I did for the other side of the counter, and you see where the O kind of was right there on the edge. So I have to kind of play with that to fix it on the concrete. I'm not sure if I will go back and ever concrete this. I'll probably put that off until some other material that might be a little easier. But the sink is not coming, it is wedged in the back, and I got it sitting up a little bit to help it drain, you know, properly. But also I'll need to silicone this, because the resin will have to go underneath the sides of the dish sink. Anyway, thanks for watching.